Welcome back, everyone. Ascension here. This will be part two of explaining the gear. But firstly, why did it take so long to make part two? It is because of EFT, Escape from Tarkov. BSG added seasonal characters and their first season core breach, and it has been a roller coaster of a journey. With the new perk system they added and changes they made to the quests, I just couldn't resist diving back in. But with that out of the way, I'll be covering everything from weapons to attachments, suits, and the locations of every material you can find in the game. With the locations done, I know the northern area wasn't included. Reason for that being is players that reach the north should know all of this information if they didn't rush the game. With that aside, we'll be looking at assault rifles. They are chambered in 5.56, 5.45, 9x39, and 7.62. It doesn't matter what weapon you are using going forward, as long as it's your choice. If you want to calculate which gun has the most damage, you multiply the damage with the magazine size to get the damage per mag, or you multiply the damage with the rate of fire to get damage per minute. Submachine guns, which is chambered in 9mm and 9x39, are meant for close range engagements to fully utilize the high rate of fire they have. The reason why I say they are for close range is because of the damage drop off when shooting at long distances, which will make them less effective than at close range. Machine guns. What can I say? It is the pinnacle of holding down M1 in a crowd. The main reason I would say to avoid them is due to the heaviness they have, reducing your movement speed the most of all available weapons. Sniper rifles are chambered in 7.62, 12.7 by 55, and 9 by 39. They can be separated into three different categories: bolt action, semi auto, and fully automatic. 9 by 39 is an automatic sniper rifle that has a low spread count. Sniper rifles have a zero damage drop off, with the exception of the 9 by 39 sniper having a small damage reduction when shooting at a distance. I'm afraid the only reason for using a shotgun is against mutants. But regardless, they are still strong at closer range. You get the pump action, the double barrel, the semi-auto, and the fully automatic shotgun. So please pick your poison. Shotguns do allow you to mount a bracket on top of it, which then enables you to mount a scope or sight to it as well. Pistols is a much needed backup, whether it is to finish a down player or get rid of a mutant or two that is chasing you. Chambered in 9mm and 12.7 by 55. Most of them are semi-automatic, with one that I found that is fully automatic. And lastly, single action revolvers that pack a punch. Melee weapons are mainly used for the movement boost they give you, with some players using them as a stealth option for fun, especially against players that are unaware. But like I said, it's mainly used just for the movement boost. Depending on what you will be doing at the moment, whether it is to farm for materials or engage in PvP, that will determine which backpack you are using. As some backpacks increases your carry weight and some of them offering you better movement speed. Inner protection. This is the protection amount the backpack gives you against the artifacts debuffs that you have currently equipped on the backpack. Effectiveness determines the percentage of the artifacts buff you still get when wearing the backpack. Capacity is the amount of artifacts you can equip in that backpack that you're currently wearing. I will show you the math to calculate the inner protection and effectiveness you get from artifacts when you're using the backpack. I'm going to use my backpack and an artifact as an example. Inner protection. The backpack protects me against 60% of the debuff. So 60% of the debuff won't escape the backpack. But what we want to know is how much does escape and still affects me. We take 100, subtract 60, and that is the amount that will still escape the backpack's inner protection, which is 40%. Using psionics as an example, you take zero point 0.5, which the artifact is emitting, and subtract 60%. That is zero point 0.2 psionics that will still affect us with this backpack equipped because it protects us against 60% and not 100%. And this applies to all debuffs. Even if it's radiation or thermal or bioinfection, it applies to all the debuffs. Effectiveness with this backpack will only be 83.5% and you will lose 16.5% of its buff. Take stamina for example, it's 10.7%. Take 10.7 and subtract 16.5%, and that's the effectiveness we will still get from the artifact, which is 8.9345%. And we round that to the closest decimal, which is 8.93. And also, this applies to all the buffs. Containers are mainly used to get more inner protection, effectiveness, or capacity, rather than having increased carry weight for items. If you are an artifact Andy, containers are your way to go. So devices, the cache finder, short range detector, and long range detector you will receive from doing the main story quest, and there is no need to craft them beforehand. Night vision is self-explanatory, it's for night use, and increases your vision at night after every upgrade. Muzzles and silencers. Firstly, keep in mind what attachments will fit on what weapon. It will be shown to you in the info tab which weapon supports what attachment. Silencers are there to reduce the noise from firing a weapon and gives you a lot of debuffs. Muzzle compensators gives you a lot of buffs to make it worth equipping on almost every weapon you use. Barrel extenders lessens the recoil and spread of your bullets. Magazines are used to increase the amount of bullets you have per mag, which has some drawbacks, or to keep the magazine capacity the same and buff your speed when the gun is equipped. Brackets are equipped on weapons to increase the amount of supported sights. For example, I can equip a scope on a shotgun if I use the Picatinny rail and base attachment. If you don't like using iron sights, same as me, this is your bread and butter. Sights and scopes. It increases your magnification but also lowers your draw and aim speed. Handles aren't only for aesthetics. It also reduces every stat that you want reduced, especially the recall with some drawbacks, but in this case, I would say every material spent is well worth it. Laser sights are for reducing your hip fire spread if you aren't aiming down sights in a face-to-face fight. Grenade launchers are one of the most toxic items you can run around with. With that being said, I haven't been on the receiving end. Yet. Combat suits are mainly used for PvP due to the high amount of bullet resistance they give you but leave you utterly defenseless against infections. The situation you're going to be in determines what suit you want to be wearing. If there's bullets flying all around you, I would highly recommend you wearing a combat suit. The combo suit is like the peanut butter and jelly, giving you the best of both worlds against both infections and bullet resistance, with most players choosing this option as you don't need to tread as carefully around infections. There's not much to say about the scientist suit, but if you're going to be playing around in infections, you have to wear it, unfortunately. I know I left out the Battle Master barter tree, but I won't be covering it due to the fact that you have to do battle sessions to be able to purchase gear from him. So if you like doing session battles, you can trade in your battle tokens and purchase gear from him. And with that concludes the gear explanation video. Hopefully this video has helped some new beginners. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment down below and subscribe. I will see you in the future.